Let's move along to the balance sheet. We're going to confirm assets. Are the bank accounts reconciled? Loans to third parties, are they accurate? Are they collectible? Drill in, double click the accounts. Make sure that there's been recent activity. If there hasn't, ask why. Inventory, run your inventory reports. Make sure they tie to the balance sheet. One of the most common problems that I look for on this is if somebody has booked an entry, let's say like a journal entry, directly to the inventory asset account so that it's not run through an item, and we're talking about QuickBooks here specifically, then I have a permanent difference in my inventory account that needs to be addressed. In other words, anything going in or out of the inventory asset account in QuickBooks needs to be run through an item with an appropriate quantity and unit cost attached to it. Otherwise, it's never going to come out of inventory. When somebody does something like that and you run your detailed like inventory stock status by item report, that report's total is going to differ from the asset amount on the balance sheet account, and that's when you know you have a problem, and likely that's the reason why. So that's what you're going to go in there and start to look for. Fixed assets. Make sure there's no minor purchases under 500 in there. 500 is the threshold I've used and most people that I know use. If you have something different, set that threshold. Make sure it's documented and then use that. And then you're looking for things when you get into the expense accounts, which we looked at in the previous tab. You're looking for purchases that are over 500 that maybe should be in fixed assets, right? So these are the things you want to think about, and that's why I give you the space for comments so you can make those comments about what you found. And that's when you might want to click up here to go back to the title page and make notes for next month and say, hey, check for this. It looks like the client is not handling this correctly, right? So that takes care of the balance sheet. Again, I've done this sort of high level here with a lot of detailed space for you to make notes, but by all means, feel free to add your own. And if you do add your own, I would love to hear from you about what you added, because that can only provide me with good feedback. Plus, I might update the generic template here if you come back to me with something that I think, wow, that's a great idea, that should be in there, so that others can benefit from that. So please do provide me with your feedback if you come up with anything that you've added that you feel is important, relevant, what have you. So there's our balance sheet.